do you guys want to talk about the Cloudflare news that happened in July?
Yeah, so I guess sort of it was, shall we say contentious? Is that the right word, I suppose?
Yeah.
So basically, those who kind of weren't sort of, just to give a bit of context, so Cloudflare announced a sort of new policy making AI crawler blocking the default setting for websites on its platform, which is about 20% of all websites on the internet. So billions and billions of sites, if we're really sort of thinking about it. This really marked the beginning of the end of the sort of kind of free-for-all scraping era. And it meant that if your client's website was hosted on Cloudflare, their content was blocked from showing up in AI responses and citations unless the permissions were manually changed in the back end. At the same time, Cloudflare introduced a pay-per-crawl feature, so giving publishers a new way to monetize and control who had access to their content. These changes kind of forced many website owners to choose whether they wanted to be crawled for visibility or protect their IP. And just as an aside, in our analysis and our experience, and talking to our clients and also kind of having conversations with other people who run sites, plenty of websites are still blocking access to these bots and don't even know about it. So as marketers, really need to verify that this isn't happening to our clients if they want their content to be visible or cited. So you could be doing everything right for AI search. Obviously, AI search is still an emerging kind of, discipline, if you like, and we're still kind of working out all the ins and outs of it, and we're learning as we go. But it might mean that you're doing everything right already, and the sites aren't getting any AI traffic because of a change in the system connected to this Cloudflare update. And yeah, it's the internet keeps you guessing, basically, I think is one of the main lessons to learn. But if you don't know whether this is happening to your sites or your client sites yet, then I'd say check tomorrow morning, if not tonight, double check.
You can also reach out to us if you don't know how to do that. we can check for you.
Always on brand. Thanks,
Andrew, I know that you speak a lot about content publishers and probably the impact on that in your industry is really great. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of this is kind of a subset of a kind of just a broader challenge, particularly for media sites. They are kind of caught in a bit of a bind. On the one hand, it's been true for 20 years that the single biggest driver of traffic to any media site kind of anywhere was Google search. It was referral traffic from Google. In order to get that traffic, you have to allow Google to index your content. But that was the deal that was kind of struck in. I guess it wasn't a contract officially, but we let you index our content, and in return, we get traffic, we can serve ads, we make money. That kind of contract is kind of been broken now. If as is clearly happening with certainly AI overviews in Google, hey, we'll crawl your content, index it. Sure, we'll use it to fuel an AI overview, but wave goodbye to the volume of traffic you would have had in the past. With the likes of ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, etc., you've got this kind of distinction between allowing an AI vendor to crawl your content in order to index it so that they can then use that to potentially train a future version of the model, versus I'm allowing you to crawl it in order to capture content to provide the fuel to serve up an answer. So there's kind of a bit of a dilemma here. As I say, in the case of Google, it's get indexed, and if you don't let them index your content, well, you're never going to appear in anything. So do you want to completely disappear? Well, no, but at the same time, the ever decline in referral traffic. The Reuters Institute of Journalism report that came out a couple of weeks ago, where they talked to media owners worldwide, and the general consensus everywhere is they continue to expect to see a continuing decline in kind of Google search referral traffic. I think 40% over the next 2 to 3 years was the figure that was bandied around there. So, but yes, it's a consideration, I guess, for anybody anywhere, which is, do we want our content to be accessible to AI search engines? And there are clearly kind of pros and cons in terms of, yes, we clearly want that visibility, versus do we want our kind of IP to be freely given away to somebody else, namely an AI company, who will benefit from it to improve and train their models.
Yep. Definitely a dilemma for a lot of people.